My daughter introduced me to myself.
It turns out that Beyonce isn't like other Hollywood parents, and her kids aren't like other Hollywood babies either. Beyonce's recent concert movie Renaissance allowed us all a glimpse into the singer's family life.
In Renaissance, a film by Beyonce.
See her as a mom, but you also get to see her as a true master of her craft.
Beyonce has always been notoriously private about personal matters, especially when it comes to her 3 kids. But as her children joined her on her world tour in the movie, we got to see how Beyonce performed as a parent, and it was super interesting to see how she wanted them to behave. In a clip that has since gone viral, Beyonce can be seen having a conversation about the show's set list while daughter Blue Ivy sits in the room. When Blue hears that the song Diva might be cut from the list, she interrupts her mom. She pleads with the adults that they can't take away those songs, and without missing a beat, Beyonce goes into mom mode. But she isn't simply strict with Blue without listening to her daughter. Beyonce says that she appreciates Blue's opinion, but tells her that she has to calm down. She also tells her in no uncertain terms that she cannot cut people off. After the clip was shared online, Beyonce was showered with praise over her firm but gentle parenting style. It was acknowledged that Beyonce managed to make her daughter feel like her opinion was listened to while also enforcing that Blue should be more polite. And in the end, Beyonce really did listen to her daughter, as Diva ended up remaining in Beyonce's set list. Blue was obviously a major presence, not just in that clip, but throughout the Renaissance movie. This was because Beyonce allowed her eldest child to actually perform on stage with her for most of the tour. However, her protective parenting instincts initially made her rule against doing just that. When Blue first asked to join her mom's show, Beyonce's answer was a hard no. In the movie, Beyonce explained why she was so hesitant to bring her along, and it spoke volumes about her priorities as a mother. She said that she did not think that the stadium stage was an appropriate place for an 11-year-old to be. She recalled everything she had to go through and all the obstacles she had to overcome before she got that chance, and how it all prepared her when her time came. So she then added that Blue had not had that struggle. While that might have sounded pretty blunt to some people, Beyonce was really only trying to shield Blue from criticism. When her daughter read some not great reviews on social media following her first performance, Beyonce shared that she was pretty disappointed, but not for the reason you might think. She wasn't disappointed that some people had written harsh critiques about Blue's dancing. Instead, she was disappointed that Blue had access to the reviews in the first place. Clearly, what she meant by Blue's lack of struggle was not an insult. Beyonce just meant that Blue had not had the chance to develop a thick skin by first learning how to perform at a smaller level. But in the end, Blue proved to her mom that she was strong enough to take it. Despite the early negative comments, Blue continued to perform on the tour. She was also inspired by the comments to practice harder than ever and to feel a bit more tough. One of the highlights of the Renaissance movie was Blue's transformation from her first show to her last, and at the end of the tour, Beyonce had no regrets about bringing Blue along. The superstar said that what she loved the most was that Blue became fearless and confident, and that she could see Blue trusting herself more and more. She continued by showing that she understood that Blue actually did have her own struggle to deal with. Beyonce said that Blue had to fight against all the negativity that was put on her just because she was Beyonce and Jay-Z's kid, but that she was ready to take back her power. This was especially fitting since My Power was a song that Blue danced to all the way through the tour. Beyonce made it clear that she took a lot of inspiration about how to be a mom from her own Tina Knowles Lawson. In a sweet moment in the movie, Beyonce talked to her mom backstage. She told Tina how grateful she was to have had a grounding presence all throughout her insane career, and said that she hoped to bring that same feeling of normalcy to her own kids' lives. Part of that was about finding time to spend as a family doing normal things like back to school shopping. Beyonce summed it up perfectly when she said, "Kids don't care what you do for a living, they just want a mom." But keeping life normal for your kids when you're Jay-Z and Beyonce is no easy feat, which is why the rules that they lay down about how to raise their family are super strict and must always be obeyed. Some of these rules were reported on in 2022. One of them seemed pretty counterintuitive to living a normal life. It was that the kids were always expected to go on tour with their mom and dad. This seems to have been the case for years, with Blue Ivy joining her mom for the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour when she was less than 2 years old. But the reason for this was that Beyonce and Jay-Z did not want their jobs to be a reason for them to be far from their kids kids for long periods of time. But being on tour has not meant that Blue and her siblings have not been working hard. Another rule regarding their upbringing has been that they are expected to learn multiple languages. According to the Daily Mail, Blue began to learn French and Swahili at a very early age. It was reported that before she started school, her nannies were giving her a head start in her languages and in art. Beyonce and Jay-Z have also made it clear that they have big expectations of their kids in the future. Their parents want them to be big entrepreneurial successes in their own right. According to Your Tango, Beyonce and Jay-Z have already started planning to establish a range of products with Blue's name. According to an article in Vanity Fair, Beyonce plans to launch a line of Blue Ivy Carter products ranging from fragrance to hair care. One reason given for this was that Beyonce wanted her kids to be known for something other than their famous parents. But despite that, she is also very careful about allowing them to enter the social media arena. There have only been a few images of the Carter children posted online. Most of these have come from paparazzi snaps or Beyonce's own social media accounts, and it looks like there must be some rule in those pictures that Blue's outfits should match up with her mom's most of the time. However, no matter how many rules Beyonce and Jay-Z lay down for their kids, one simple thing has always been more important to them. In a 2021 interview with The Times, Jay-Z said that showing your kids love is the most important thing you can do. He wanted to speculate how he would react if it turned out his children didn't want to be in music or sports. He admitted that he had no idea if this was the case, but as long as his kids felt supported, it didn't matter what they wanted to do. He concluded by saying that his and Beyonce's goal was to make sure that they provided a loving environment. And while he admitted that it was easy for us all as human beings to want our children to do certain things, all parents were really just guides. But based on what we know about him and Beyonce as parents, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job. But what do you guys think? Are Beyonce and Jay-Z trying to do something different to other celebrity families? Let me know in the comments below.